Welcome to Mind, Soul, Reality, MiSoR, where we explore the intersections of human consciousness, scientific discovery, and the deeper truths of existence. Since the dawn of language, humanity has whispered a single, profound question into the dark. It is a query that transcends borders, cultures, and the passage of time itself. We look up at the infinite stars and wonder about the source of such grandeur. What is God? Serves as the ultimate philosophical anchor for our restless, seeking minds. This question has built cathedrals, inspired wars, and comforted billions through the ages. To explore it is to explore the very depths of what it means to be human. For our ancient ancestors, the divine was woven into the fabric of nature. They heard the voice of the Creator in the rolling thunder and the crashing waves. The sun was not just a star, but a benevolent provider demanding respect and awe. Every tree, river, and mountain possessed a spirit that required acknowledgement and ritual offering. In this worldview, there was no separation between the mundane earth and the sacred realm. God was the living breath of the world, visible in every sunrise and storm. As societies grew complex, the divine fractured into a pantheon of distinct personalities. Civilizations imagined gods who mirrored human emotions, from jealous rage to overwhelming love. These deities governed specific domains of life, such as war, harvest, or wisdom. To ask, "What is God?" was to ask which power ruled your current circumstance. They were superhuman figures who walked among us in myths, teaching lessons through their dramas. This plurality allowed people to find a divine face for every aspect of existence. Eventually, a shift occurred toward the concept of a singular, all-encompassing unity. The idea emerged of a sole architect responsible for the entirety of creation. This God was often described as omnipotent, omniscient, and existing outside of time. Instead of many voices, humanity began to listen for one ultimate guiding truth. This unification brought a sense of moral order and a singular destiny for mankind. The question became focused on understanding the will of this one supreme being. Philosophers moved the conversation from personality to abstract principle and cause. They defined God not as a king on a throne, but as a prime mover. In this view, God is the necessary logic that allows the universe to exist. It is the uncaused cause that set the dominoes of reality into motion. This perspective strips away human attributes to reveal a pure mathematical perfection. Here, the divine is found in the elegance of logic and the laws of physics. Some perceive God as the immutable set of scientific laws that bind the universe together. These constants, from the force of gravity to the speed of light, serve as the invisible commandments of existence. They are omnipresent and eternal, governing the dance of atoms and the birth of galaxies with perfect consistency. This deity does not require worship, but rather demands our study and intellectual comprehension to be known. Einstein himself marveled at this rationality, seeing the divine revealed in the harmony of natural order. Here, the laboratory becomes a temple where we uncover the intricate mathematical code of the Creator. Some thinkers propose that the Creator and the creation are actually one and the same. This pantheistic view suggests that the universe itself is the physical body of God. Every atom, star, and living cell is a fragment of a divine whole. There is no external ruler looking down, only an internal energy binding us together. To hurt the earth or another person is, in essence, to hurt the divine. What is God? Is answered simply by opening your eyes to everything around you. Mystics from all traditions argue that language fails to capture the true reality. They believe that God is an experience to be felt rather than a concept to define. Through meditation and prayer, they seek a direct union with the absolute source. For them, the answer is found in silence, far beyond the noise of theology. Modern science has entered the dialogue, though it uses the language of mathematics. Physicists marvel at the precise fine-tuning required for life to exist at all. If gravity were slightly stronger or weaker, the stars would not have formed. Some look at this cosmic calibration and see the fingerprints of a designer. Others see only a multiverse of chance where we happen to be the lucky ones. Yet the complexity of the cosmos keeps the question of a creator relevant today. A compelling modern theory frames God as the fundamental consciousness of the universe. In this model, matter arises from mind, rather than mind arising from matter. God is the universal awareness that peers out through billions of different eyes. We are the universe experiencing itself, small nodes in a vast network of thought. This implies that your own consciousness is a droplet of the divine ocean. The separation we feel is merely an illusion created by our physical brains. Many define God through the lens of objective morality and ethical truth. They ask why humans possess an innate sense of right and wrong. This moral law suggests a lawgiver who values justice, mercy, and compassion. God becomes the standard of goodness against which all human actions are measured. Without this anchor, concepts like good and evil might seem like mere opinions. Thus, God is seen as the ultimate source of the values we cherish most. Look at the drive to create that defines the human species so uniquely. We paint, sing, and build, mimicking the act of creation on a smaller scale. Many artists feel they are channeling a force greater than themselves when they work. God is often described as the ultimate artist, the composer of the cosmic symphony. Beauty, in this sense, is a direct communication from the divine to the soul. When we are moved by art, we are brushing against the hem of the divine. The question becomes most urgent and painful when we confront human suffering. Critics ask how a benevolent being can allow such tragedy and sorrow to exist. Theologies wrestle with this, suggesting God suffers alongside us in our darkest moments. Perhaps God is not the preventer of pain, but the strength to endure it. In the midst of loss, many find a profound connection to something greater. The definition of God expands here to include the ultimate comforter of the brokenhearted. Psychology offers the perspective that God is a projection of the human psyche. Carl Jung described the God image as an archetype residing in the collective unconscious. This internal figure represents our strive for wholeness, integration, and higher meaning. Whether external or internal, the impact of this figure on our behavior is real. We may create God in our image to cope with the fear of death. Even as a psychological construct, the concept serves a vital evolutionary function for cohesion. There is a tradition known as apophatic theology, or the way of negation. It argues that human language is too limited to describe what God is. Therefore, we can only truthfully say what God is not finite, not changing. By stripping away all concepts, we approach the mystery without reducing it to idols. This method humbles the intellect and forces the mind to stop clinging to definitions. It leaves us with a dazzling darkness where the divine reality truly resides. For millions of believers, God is defined primarily through a personal relationship. It is not about abstract theory, but about a daily walk and conversation. They speak of being known, loved, and guided by a specific, caring presence. This relational view turns the vast Creator into a father, mother, or friend. The proof of God is found in answered prayers and transformed lives. Here, the question changes from what is God to who is God to me. A universal definition that resonates across many faiths is that God is love. This is not merely an emotion, but the fundamental binding force of reality. It is the energy that pulls atoms together and draws people toward one another. When we act with selflessness and kindness, we are manifesting the divine nature. To know love is to know God, regardless of one's religious label. This perspective democratizes the divine, making it accessible to every open heart. As we advance into the future, the question continues to evolve and shift. We now look for the divine in the digital patterns of artificial intelligence. Some wonder if we are becoming gods ourselves through our mastery of biotechnology. Yet the ancient mystery remains just as elusive amidst our gleaming machines. Technology may solve the how of the universe, but rarely the why. The search for a higher power seems written into our genetic code. Ultimately, any definition of God seems to land in a field of paradoxes. God is described as both everywhere and nowhere, visible and invisible, ancient and new. The divine is the farthest star and the breath inside your own lungs. We use words to build a box for something that cannot be contained. These contradictions do not prove God's absence, but rather the limit of our understanding. We are trying to measure the infinite ocean with a small, fragile cup. Perhaps the answer to what is God is not found in more words. Maybe the answer lies in the moment we stop asking and start listening. It is found in the awe of a sunset or the cry of a newborn. The intellectual chase can sometimes distance us from the very thing we seek. Letting go of the need for a definition might be the ultimate act of faith. In that surrender, we find that the mystery is enough to sustain us. The question, what is God, may never be fully answered by human minds. It acts as a compass that keeps us searching for truth, beauty, and meaning. It challenges us to look beyond our selfish desires and connect with the whole. Whether you see a deity, a force, or a metaphor, the search matters. We are all pilgrims walking the same path toward the great unknown horizon. Keep asking the question, for it is the heartbeat of our spiritual existence. What does God mean to you? Is it an architect, an energy, or perhaps a question that doesn't need an answer? We want to hear your perspective. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's expand this dialogue together. If you feel moved by these explorations of the unknown, please like and share this video, and subscribe to Mind, Soul, Reality. We are committed to bringing you more deep dives into the questions that push the boundaries of science and religion. Stay curious, stay seeking, and stay tuned.